Hello and welcome to the Sega Nerdcast, episode 61. I am Chris, the editor of Sega Nerds, and with me this week is my good buddy Graham. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad, man. This is the second episode that I'm recording down here. I kind of think I hear some echoing going on in this room, so the acoustics may not be the best for recording in this room, but we're going to have to make do with it.
Sounds okay my end. So hopefully for the listeners and viewers, it'll also be fine.
Yeah, and I'm still working on getting some stuff in the background. I still haven't been able to get any shelves or anything like that yet. There's just so many other things that we've been doing around the house that's kind of take precedence over going and getting shelves. So
like your Nerf wall.
The Nerf wall, yeah, is one. My wife had this grand thing. I think she saw it on Pinterest. She's always on Pinterest, looking at new projects and things to do. And so that was one thing that she saw about a month or two ago. And my sons have a ton of Nerf guns, and she's like, "This is the best way to display them and have them is basically mount a bunch of oh man, what would you call that? What are those? What's the boards called, Graham? With the little
I know what you're talking about. Haven't they got little holes in them though, or something?
Right. Yeah. Oh fuck, man.
Yeah, basically it's like this. Okay, for anyone who doesn't know what we're trying to talk about, basically I saw a picture on Facebook the other day, or even today, in fact. Chris has got a wall, a bit like a gun wall that you see in movies and stuff, but instead it's got Nerf guns on it, instead of real weapons, and it looks really cool. But it's like one of those walls which it's like this wooden kind of stuff. It's got tiny holes in, and you can sort of put metal bits into it.
I'll share my screen real quick. I'll just do that. Here it is, right here. You see it? It's right there. So I don't know. I don't even know how to call that. What kind of wood that is? I don't know, man. I knew if we wouldn't have been talking about it just then, I could have said it, but because we're doing that now, yeah. So she got that a while back. Now everyone's looking at my Facebook page. This is weird.
Oh yeah. Sexy.
So anyway, she came up with that grand idea, and so we spent a large part of yesterday doing that. And there's more stuff around the house today. So once I get all this other stuff done, I'll be able to move on to the game room down here, and then that will start to look cool.
Awesome.
So what have you been up to, man?
Wow, God, it feels like I haven't been on the show for so long. I've been busy, and
there were rumors going around the internet that you had quit the show.
Oh really? Well, yeah, they're not true. I was trying to think of some elaborate, funny joke, but no, that hasn't happened. Instead, I've been trying to basically. Okay, right. Here's the thing. A few weeks ago, my brother got engaged to a girl, a real life girl. Amazing.
Whoa!
I know, right? But when I was growing up, my brother never had any interest in girls and stuff, so it just seems really weird that he's now got his girlfriend. And I sort of looked at my own life and I was like, shit, I've got no one, because I haven't had a girlfriend for a while. And the last girlfriend I had, it didn't really work out. But yeah. So
was that the one with the retarded brother?
What? Oh no!
The one
no, that was a girl a while back. I loved her. She was brilliant. We just me and her, we didn't fall out or anything. We just sort of slowly drifted apart.
And you said the sex was bad too, right?
No, that was my last girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
The girl with the brother who's slightly mentally challenged. She was great. Good sex, very good sex actually.
Okay.
She taught me a lot.
What about her brother?
What's that?
Never mind.
Okay.
I said, how about her brother? But
no, I'm sure he goes like a Trojan. I'm sure. But yeah, no, my previous girlfriend, the one we broke up about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago now. Wow, bloody hell, time flies. She's now engaged as well, but yeah, we had bad sex. Anyway, what was I trying to say? Yeah, anyway, I looked at my life and I was like, man, I need to do something about this. So I joined a couple of dating websites. Well, actually, to be more precise, a couple of girls at my work signed me up to some dating websites. And so I've been trying to go on some dates, and that's part of the reason why I haven't been on the show for a while. So yeah, last weekend I was out on a date, and a few weekends before that I was also out on a date with the same girl. But I'm not sure how it's going to work out, to be honest. We've got a lot in common. She likes games and stuff. I don't know. After the first date, she seemed really keen still, which is nice. It's always good to be loved. And then after the second date, not so much, it seems. She sent me like 2 texts since then, and it's just like, okay. Clearly you've lost all interest.
Maybe she's playing hard to get. Maybe she's doing that on purpose because she really likes you and she doesn't want to make you think that she really likes you yet.
Right, maybe. Although she just seemed super keen before, and then suddenly it's like dropped off. So it's like, I don't know. But in the meantime, I've through that dating website, I've been talking to a few other girls. 2 other girls have been texting, although one of them I think is a little bit crazy. The last text she sent me, she was talking about how she got really drunk in a graveyard or something. And I was like, yeah, I'm not sure how to respond to that. So
that sounds kind of awesome. That sounds like my kind of gal.
Okay, I'll hook you up with her. And then there's another girl who's super, super shy, who I'm really into. But the thing is, all 3 of these girls, they like computer games and stuff, and they're pretty geeky, so it's just like perfect. It's like, score, yes. And there's one other girl who I've just started talking to who just seems like she could be fun, but we've literally just started talking to her. So yeah, that's what's happening with me, really. I've been trying to, get my game on.
Seems like you're casting a really wide net there.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I don't know how to do this sort of dating thing.
I'll tell you what, I've heard that a Christian Mingle is a good site to go to try to find women.
Really?
Yeah, you just have to act like you're a Christian.
Well, I did used to read the Bible when I was a kid. I went to Sunday school.
That's all you need to do to get on the site.
Yeah, I can spiel some like Bible stuff at them. Yeah, I could work that. I could be like 10 Commandments and shit.
That's pretty much all you need to know.
I don't know. Yeah. Other than that, I'll give you a quick work update. Work is excellent. I love it. I did end up spending. Well, basically, I've been really involved in like the company at the moment, and my boss keeps telling me that he's going to promote me to a manager as soon as we get extra funding. Because I've been helping him with this funding project, and it's going really well. And yeah. Yeah, I can't think of what else to say. It's weird to have a job that I'm actually really enjoying, and things seem to be going really well. So, yeah, still don't have any money though, which is really annoying. But we'll see.
This kid, you're spending them all on going out to dates.
Oh stuff. Yeah, that's why. Damn it! I knew it. Why are women so expensive?
Have you been paying for everything on these dates?
No, I haven't. That's one good thing. I've offered to pay for stuff, but quite often they're like, no. I'll pay for this bit and I'll pay for another bit and stuff, So it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
That's good. That's
good. Yeah. It seems to be going well. I was trying to see what else I've done. Oh yeah, one other thing is I went to the dentist for the first time in ages, and I hadn't been for so long that my old dentist had quit. I don't think because I used to go a lot and he needed me to support him or anything. I think he just left. And when I got up there, it was basically like, yeah, you've got a new dentist now. Go in this door. Went in the door. Really, really sexy, hot dentist girl, and it's like,
oh no,
damn it! It's like, yeah.
Why are you trying to date her?
Maybe. Well, this is the thing. I was thinking, man, is there some way I could do this? But then I suddenly thought, okay, she's just basically looking in my mouth, and it's probably not the most attractive thing in the world, so probably that's an instant no on every level.
Because I've heard that before. Like strippers don't like to date like clients who come in. Is that the same thing with dentists? Like they won't date their clients? You think?
I assume so. I don't know. Maybe I'll try. She did say it was really nice to meet me, and I did get a high five out of her. So that probably means actually, yeah, she definitely won't date me. Yeah, I don't know, but she's really cool. She had like red bit of hair and stuff, and like loads of piercings around her ear, and she's just really cool.
You got to figure out ways to keep going back. Just say you've been having some like tooth pain or something like that, and just go back like every other week or something.
Well, I am going back there in a couple of weeks because I do actually have tooth pain, and she helped numb it, and then I've got to go back to get, I don't know, it repaired or something, because part of something went wrong with an old fitting I had, or I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to go back
when
and they're going to fix it.
I want you to try to ask her on a date, Graham. Come on, make this happen. Come on, you can do it.
So what do you do of an evening? She's probably married or something. Oh well. Okay, I'll try. I'll try my best and immediately get thrown out of the dentist and never come back again.
That'd be great.
Oh well, cool. I think that's me for an update. What about you, Chris, buddy? Other than putting Nerf guns onto a wall.
Yeah, been doing a lot of stuff around the house, like I said before. But I got a pretty sweet video game deal, and it actually wasn't for me this time. We went out and it was my daughter, my oldest daughter. She turned actually 15 yesterday. So it was a big deal. 15. I know it's crazy having a kid that old. I don't feel
one more year she'll be legal in the UK, just so you know.
Hey, shut up now.
Don't bring her over here.
I found her. I'm gonna punch you next time.
Sorry, dude.
I found a 4 gigabyte Xbox 360 on this kind of like a Facebook for sale site, and the guy was selling for only $75, and it came with a couple of controllers. Now we already bought her a birthday present, like an early birthday present, when she was up here for the summer, and then we sent her a card with some money. But they have been wanting a video game system for a while now, and they only have a Wii, original Wii, but they lost some of the parts because when the twins, when they were really young, I guess when they were living with them at the time, the twins like pooped on the Wii or something, and when they were cleaning it, they lost some parts. So now their Wii doesn't work anymore. And so when they come over here, Caitlin and Mackenzie, they love playing the Xbox 360. We have a couple here, and you know, Caitlin was like really into Skyrim. They've been playing Minecraft.
Ooh, yeah.
Mackenzie is one of the most diehard Viva Pinata players I've ever met. She absolutely loves the game, plays it all the time. So I've been wanting to get them one. Caitlin was actually saying before that she wanted a PlayStation 3, but we just didn't find one. I saw this one come up for only $75, so I picked it up, and it was in really good condition. So I threw in Skyrim, Minecraft, the Viva Pinata games, and I got my account downloaded on the Xbox, and I downloaded a ton of games, like a ton of old retro Sega games too, like Gunstar Heroes is on there.
Sonic?
A bunch of other ones. Sonic was on there. Daytona was on there.
Oh, yeah.
And a bunch of other ones. So I was really excited. Wrapped it all up, shipped it out to her yesterday. So it was a little bit late coming to her, but her real birthday presents have already been there. This is just kind of an added bonus.
She is one lucky daughter.
I hope so. I hope she likes it. So I talked to her yesterday. They're going to go out to see a movie, but I'm really excited to get her reaction, because I think she's going to be really excited to get Skyrim and be able to play that all the time, like at her house, because they actually don't even have internet over there. So she watches. I do have an active Crunchyroll subscription for that I pay for, but she watches it just like on her phone. And I was thinking about also getting her a Chromecast too, because that's one of the things that I was using here in our new house, because for a while we didn't think we were going to be able to get internet here because we're kind of so far out. It's a really rural area where we're at, and we didn't think we were going to get it for a little bit. So I went and got a Chromecast, and what's neat about the Chromecast now is even if you have like an Android phone, you can do a screen share through the Chromecast. And so you can actually like basically just beam your screen and everything to the TV, so you can watch Netflix and everything else on your TV through your phone and Chromecast. And that's actually what we were doing for a little while on our TV when we didn't have internet. I actually watched WWE SummerSlam that way. It was pretty funny. And what's also kind of cool, I was playing the new Crazy Taxi game from my through the Chromecast. Yeah, I was actually playing on my big screen TV. It was kind of neat.
Was there any delay there, though?
There was a little bit of. It wasn't so much that there was a lot of delay, but it seemed like the frame rate wasn't as smooth as it was like locally playing it on the phone. So I don't know if there was a delay there, or if it just once you're streaming it, if it just kind of cuts down some of the frame rate in some of the games and stuff. So it may have like a frame rate cap or something on there. You could possibly go into some settings or something like that and change it up. So anyway, I may end up getting her one of those too in the coming weeks. Cool. I'm also really excited. After the show, I'm going to take Christopher out and to the comic book store here, and I want to get some Guardians of the Galaxy comics. Really, after watching the movie, I'm so into it. I still keep thinking about it, and I really want to get more into it. And I read a couple articles about like what's the best way to get into the series, because there's been a couple different, story arcs and comic sets over the years, and so I'm going to go up. There's supposed to be a really neat comic store in Annapolis called Third Eye Comics that I follow on Twitter, and they're always posting a lot of great stuff. So I'm going to go in there, check it out, possibly buy Chris some stuff. The reason why I'm going to get these comics because I'm going to have a long plane ride here next week. I'm actually going to be going out to Europe. I'm going to be going out to London, your neck of the woods, Graham.
What? Why didn't you tell me before,
I'm going to see you. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the first time you know about it. Yeah, so for work, I'm going out to cover the Invictus Games, which is it's kind of like it's like Wounded Warriors Paralympics style thing. So it's like a Wounded Warriors Olympic style game. So all of the American military services are getting together, forming like a Team USA type thing, and going and competing against like England and all the other like partner nations like Australia, everyone else. I don't think North Korea is going to be there this year, or maybe Syria or any of those guys. I don't think they're making it. I don't think they're going to make it. But anyway, so yeah, I'm really excited to get out there and cover that. It's going to be really neat. Apparently, one of the opening they're going to have an opening or closing concert. It's going to be like 5 hours long. It's going to be crazy. But who else is going to be there? The Foo Fighters are going to be there. Ellie Goulding. Who's the guy that James Blunt is going to be there?
Okay.
A bunch of other guys. Yeah, so it sounds pretty cool. If I can bring a +1, Graham, maybe I'll be able to bring you there.
Yeah, do
cool,
it.
Right?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so I wanted to figure out the next weekend is probably the best time for us to go out and do something.
Okay, let's do it.
So don't make any dates. We need to go do something. Go around London. You gotta show me an island town.
My date's gonna be with you, buddy. Don't worry.
Bro date. What are we gonna do, Graham? Where are you
We're
gonna take
make love all night, and then something else. I don't know. No, I need to take you to a really awesome pub that my friend showed me. It's in like a really awkward area of London, so it's like a really run-down area of London as well. But it's not too bad. Don't worry, it's not too bad. But my mate lives around there. We're not going to get stabbed, I think. It's a nice area. It just doesn't look very affluent. When you go there, you're sort of like, this place looks really random. But it's a place called Peckham Rye. But basically, I'm going to take you there because I reckon I'm not going to say any more about this pub, but it's an awesome pub, and I reckon you'll love it for so many reasons. But yeah. But my friend said if he's free, he's gonna join us as well. He literally lives around the corner and stuff. So if we do get attacked by some locals, we can run back to his flat. But yeah, that's one place I really want to take you.
Okay, we really got to go do something because I've never been to London before, so we got to make it happen.
And if you get a chance,
I was
going to say, if you get a chance, come, because I live outside of London. If you get a chance to come down to my area, I can take you to like a really awesome retro video game store that I found.
I want to go there.
It's actually about an hour and a half drive from my house, but let's do this. Yeah,
we'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll try to get like a full day, like one of the days, and then that way we can just go off and do stuff and do whatever.
Yeah, we probably need most good evening or half of the day to just go to the pub place, to be honest. But if we can get an extra day,
that's fine. Yeah. I think, like I said, like next weekend, I think is going to probably be the best time to go do stuff. I think we'll have a little bit of free time before the games start. I also want to get those really sour candy balls. Remember?
Oh yeah.
We got to figure out where to get those because I have to bring those back.
I know there's one shop actually near to where I live that sells it. There's another shop which is a bit further away, but it's like in a big shopping centre, so it might be fun to take you to the shopping centre.
Or stop by on your way, pick them up on your way to come hang out with me. Pick some of those candies up, and I'll give you the money.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, either way, it's fine.
I'll hook you up, buddy. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm excited. So yeah, also have to bring back a bunch of stuff for Jamie because she's a little PO that I'm going out to Europe and not taking her with me because we were supposed to go in August, but we had to do the whole move thing, and that kind of delayed our trip. So a little touchy subject around here, but yeah. So anyway, that's what we've been up to. Let's get on with it. We had one mailbag question from Ice Dust. Who went in and asked, we used to get the Puyo Puyo games on this side of the Pacific. Not anymore, apparently. We haven't in a while. Do you have a favorite? And he said, I won't hate you if you say Fever. So, Graham, what's your favorite Puyo Puyo title?
My favorite has to be the ones I haven't played, because I haven't actually played any of them. I'm sorry, man. I've played games very similar to Puyo Puyo, and while I'm sure they're very fun, I've just never enjoyed those sort of games. I just don't really like puzzle games much, so they've never interested me. Even though they're made by Sega, I can't like every Sega game, but they seem like they could be fun for those sort of style games. I just never played one, so apologies, but Yeah. What about you, Chris? I know you're a big fan, aren't you? You're like massive.
Oh man, that's a thing, Graham, because I'm kind of in your boat with that. I've never played a Puyo Puyo game, and that's kind of the same. I don't know, for whatever reason, I do like puzzle games. They're not my favorite by any stretch of the imagination, but I do like them, and I'm pretty good at Tetris. I think I can hold my own on Tetris fairly well, but yeah, I've never played them, so I don't know. I do want to play Puyo Puyo Tetris though. I'm excited for that.
That could be good.
And that one's coming to the PS4. And so I think I'm going to buy it there when it becomes available. Hopefully it's going to become available digitally, and then that way I can, because I do have a Japanese PS4 account, and then I'll go and get that, and I'll play it that way.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Hit me back in like 6 months, Istas, and
okay. This is the 1 week that we needed Kopke on, because I think he is actually genuinely a big fan of them.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, damn it. Sorry, Istas.
Yeah.
Yeah, did not really
Total fail.
work out. Well,
no. Let's get in to some news now. Can we do that, Graham?
Can we?
Can we talk some news?
We can. You're doing it this week, though, aren't you?
I am doing it this week, and I'm only doing that because I was just trying to buy some time so I can share my...
Sorry, buddy.
That's okay. So Nintendo announced the Bayonetta 2 release date. Really exciting stuff because we've been waiting to hear more about when Bayonetta 2 is going to be coming out, and they did this week. It's going to come out October 24th in North America, and I don't know, sometime in October for Europe. They didn't even specify.
That doesn't give much, because normally it releases after America over here. So that was what, like
they've done a pretty good job about
days?
releasing games like really soon after. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's like the next day or something like that. I don't think it's going to be any more than a week. Well, it couldn't be really if it's still going to be in October.
Yeah, I reckon it might be the next week, because general rule of thumb, we get our games released on a Friday. October 24th is also a Friday, but that could mean it's next Friday, so it'll be the 31st of October.
Or it could be October 24th. They just haven't specified it yet.
It could be, yeah.
It still could be.
Yeah, because quite often games release on Wednesday in America, don't they? Because I remember quite often it seems to release in America on Wednesday when we get it on the Friday for a lot of games. But
I don't know.
That's a trend I've seen a lot, but I don't know if that has to happen or anything. I don't think it's like a law or anything in the gaming world, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Bayonetta 2, of course, is going to become packaged with the original Bayonetta, so it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited about that. There's going to be those awesome selection of Nintendo-themed outfits. Remember that? Like you'll be able to wear, I think it's like Princess Peach, some Link outfits, and different things like that. It's going to be fun. I'm really excited about getting back into Bayonetta, and I'll let you know a secret. I've never beat the original Bayonetta, Graham. You know that? I have not beaten it.
Man, I finished the storyline, but I never got all the outfits or anything. I just wasn't good enough to get in high enough scores to unlock everything. So, but the game is so much fun. It's just
love it. I absolutely love it. And that's the thing is, I have it on PS3. I still have it. I just don't have my PS3 anymore, so I can't go back and play it anymore. So this is perfect for me. I'm really excited for it. I'm absolutely 100% picking this game up, and I cannot wait. It's going to be great. So
yeah. This makes me want to get a Wii U, basically.
This was the game I bought a Wii U for. This was like, okay, I'm buying a Wii U to get Bayonetta 2. I really want to get it. But then I realized, like, wow, there are so many other really great games on the Wii U, and I've loved it. Mario Kart 8 is still one of it's such a fun game. It's the most fun console game I've played this generation, hands down. Yes, it is. One of the things we need to go back and look at, and I meant to do this before the show, I want to find out what other games are releasing in that time frame for Bayonetta 2. So it's going to be interesting to see what else, what kind of competition it's going to have, because we talked last week that there's a big movement to try to get 1 million people to buy Bayonetta 2, because that's kind of a big milestone, or it has been for a long time for video game sales. If you reach 1 million, depending on your budget and everything, it's not like that for AAA games, not so much, but for your kind of your standard middle tier game, which I think Bayonetta 2 probably is, 1 million would probably be a pretty good goal. And so it'll be interesting to see what other competition it's going to have when it releases, and hopefully it won't have a lot, and it could get a big push. for the Wii U and everything.
Yeah.
Earlier in the month, of course, Alien Isolation drops October 7th. So man, October is shaping up to be a really, really big month for Sega fans. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I can read out a list of games that are being released in Europe or the UK in October, if you like.
Sure, go for it.
This is. Do you want just Sega games or all sort of
No,
games?
I want to know all games releasing in that time frame. If you can go that week, the 24th, that would be a good indicator of.
Okay, well, I can go from the start of October if you like. 3rd of October is Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor is happening. Then you've got Alien Isolation on the 7th, apparently. Drive Club on the 8th of October. That's probably going to be a pretty big one. You've got NBA 2K15, Akiba's Trip, Undead and Undressed. I have no idea what that is. Skylanders Trap Team, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition for PS4 and Xbox One and PC. You've got Raven's Cry, Peggle 2, Borderlands, the pre-sequel's coming out on the 17th. F1 2014 is coming out the same day. Evolve is coming out, which looks awesome. It's on the 21st. 24th has got Just Dance 2015, apparently. Shadow Warrior, Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth, The Evil Within, and also obviously Bayonetta 2 in America. Then later on in the month you've got Freedom Wars, WWE 2K15, and there's some which don't actually have release dates yet. Most of them look like crappy little games though. Well, not crappy per se, but they've got Costume Quest 2, Farming Simulator, Shroud of the Avatar, never heard of that one, Terra Battle, Tormentum, Dark Sorrow, and there's a couple of ones that, again, I've never heard of. But yeah, so there are a couple of big games coming out in October, like, you've got Middle-earth, Evolve is meant to be pretty decent and stuff, so it's going to be interesting. But I reckon Bayonetta, maybe not in terms of... and Alien, obviously. Bayonetta could be one of the stronger contenders out there. Unfortunately, though, because it's not as popular in the general public's mind, games like Middle-earth and Alien will probably catch more attention, I reckon.
It looks like it's missing some of the bigger releases, because come November, the big ones are coming out, like the new... Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is going to drop, the Xbox One edition November 3rd. You got the Master Chief Collection November 11th. You got Destiny. That's coming out September 9th. That's sooner than that. But yeah, so it looks like it's missing. I think Sunset Overdrive drops at the end of October, around the 28th. So there's going to be that. But yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of competition out there for it. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how that impacts its its sales. Unfortunately, we won't get a good idea of that because the NPD don't list software sales anymore. But we will be able to see what happens over in the UK. It looks like WWE 2K15 is released the 28th also. Let's see. Yeah, and here's Bayonetta 2 for the 24th. I need to pre-order that game.
Yeah, I need to get a Wii U. If I get a pay rise soon, I reckon I will buy a Wii U. Although I also really want an Xbox One because I want the Master Chief Collection.
No, get a Wii U before an Xbox One.
But it's Halo. I love Halo. Yeah. I go to sleep with the Master Chief. I like his gun in my ass. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Let go quickly.
Yeah, let's move on from here. Yeah, it's getting really weird. Moving on from here, let's do the next one. I really wish we could share things faster. So, all right, we got it. So, Watermelon, they're the awesome company who we've had them on the show before. Tulio Goncalves, thank you. Sorry, we've had him on the show before. He's heading up. He's one of the leaders over at Watermelon. Anyway, they submitted PR Solar HD, all versions for certification. So, seemingly they've fixed all the issues because there was a big, report that came out a few weeks back that they submitted it for certification with Microsoft, and Microsoft kicked it back for some. They had some few issues. That was back in June, actually. So now they fixed it. They actually went back and fixed that issue in all the versions of the game. So, like for the PS. All the PlayStation games or consoles, Nintendo and everything else, they fixed that issue and they resubmitted it all at the same time. So hopefully it all comes back. There's no issues, and then once that happens, they're going to come out with a really strong release date. So it's going to be good. I mean, this game's been delayed a lot. I mean, it was supposed to come out last December, and there's just been several delays over time throughout its development process. So it looks like it's finally finished, and it's really going to be coming out very soon. I know a lot of people are looking forward to this game, and I don't know. What do you think about this, Graham? Are you pretty excited about it?
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to think of something humorous to say, and no, that failed me. Basically, yeah, I am super excited for this. I think PSLR looks amazing. I managed to get a chance to play the original I guess it was a beta version they released on the Mega Drive. They released it online, so you could download it and play it on emulators. It wasn't the full original version, but that little beta thing was awesome. I mean, I guess the music was kind of rough around the edges. It wasn't as good as the final version. Some of the graphics weren't as good as the final versions, but it's still a really fun game. And just looking at the HD version, they have pulled the shit out of the bag, man. It just looks amazing. It looks really, really good. I think it looks completely different to the original, but yeah, I'm just so impressed by this. This is something I'm very excited for. I'd like to try and get hold of the Dreamcast version, but I reckon I'm definitely going to get it on the Xbox 360. I reckon, but I reckon I want to try and get the Dreamcast version as well, because it'd just be awesome to play that game on the Dreamcast. I reckon. Yeah,
I'm really interested in seeing, because I think he was saying there's going to be some VMU-related stuff on the Dreamcast. So I'm really interested seeing what they're going to come out with that, if there's going to be some sort of mini games or anything like. What's weird is I was never able to find a VMU battery at the store. I could never find them.
Really?
Yeah, I looked and looked and looked, and I could never find them. So
come over here. We've got loads over here. They sell them all over.
I'm gonna have to, because I have not seen them. I remember back in the Dreamcast days, early 2000s. My VMU would die really quickly, and I'd go and try to find some batteries to replace them. I just couldn't find them. So
yeah, I hated it. They don't last very long, but yeah, they sell them loads of places over here. I'm pretty sure it's the batteries.
Thing with that, and its handholds.
The battery's a CR2032, as far as I remember. That's what it's called.
Yeah, I think you're right. I remember that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll hook you up over here. I don't know how much they cost. They're pretty expensive now, but yeah.
Probably. I think I'm going to get on my Oya. I think that's going to be the HD version. I want the Dreamcast version just because it's going to be awesome. But I'll probably play it on my Oya.
Damn you.
Yeah. Speaking of Dreamcast, though, we'll move right along. There was the Dreamcast shooter Under Defeat. The HD version was released recently on the Xbox 360 here in North America. Now, this game has been released for a while now. It came out, I want to say, back in 2012, early 2013, for PS3 and Xbox 360 and all the other regions. But for some reason, here in North America, the Xbox 360 version was never released along with those. And so this past week, it finally got released, and it was available for $20, which that's kind of a lot for a game that's been released for a while now. Just for instance, or for comparison, on the PS3 you can get it for $10, so for half the price. But anyway, this version comes with HD visuals, of course. There's also classic mode, which you can go back to the original aspect ratio, and the New Order mode brings a 16:9 widescreen ratio. There's also offline 2-player co-op, online leaderboards, and in case you're French, Italian, German, or Spanish, there's translation for those within the game as well, so you can play it there. So yeah, I've not ever played this game, Graham, and it's kind of a bummer that we found out that there's no demo for it on Xbox 360, right?
Yeah, because I was actually going to buy it. Literally, I was going to buy it the other day, because I'd seen the game was out a while back, so it came out over here, as you said, it came out here a while ago, but it never twigged in my head that it was the same game as the one on the Dreamcast. I don't know why, but because basically Chris got super excited, he's like, "Oh my god, Under Defeat's being released in America," and I was like, "Yeah." So, and he's like, "Dude," and we had a weird bit of banter where he didn't seem to understand why I was so confused, and he didn't understand why I was being a dick. But yeah, then he's like, "It's the Dreamcast game." I was like, "Really?" And then after we had that conversation, I was like, "Oh yeah, bloody hell!" And I literally forgot. I just didn't tweet in my head that they were the same game. Never bought it when it first came out over here. And this month I don't have any money, so I can't actually afford to buy it, which is really annoying. I'm actually just going to quickly check the PlayStation Store over here to see how much it costs over here, because on the Xbox 360 over here, it's £15, £14.99, which isn't a lot at all. I mean, I'll happily pay that money. I just literally don't have enough money in my account. I can barely pay my rent this month, so I kind of want my rent money to go out first, and then see how much I've got left after it. Which I think just me being grown up and sensible. Back in the day, I'd been like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, but. I think right now.
I like the old Recce Fram.
I do as well. I really miss that guy. He was way cooler than this twat.
It's weird though that I see in the Xbox marketplace here. There's one version of Under Defeat HD Deluxe Edition. It's listed for $26.99, and that one. And then there's another one listed for $19.99. So I don't understand why they have two different
That's weird.
listings for it at different prices. It's kind of strange.
Is there a difference between the oh my god, Jesus Christ. Basically if you want to buy it in the UK, get it on the Xbox 360 because it's £30 in the UK over here on PS3.
Wow.
So the Xbox 360 version's $14.99, the PS3 version's $29.99. Yeah. That's ridiculous. Why is that so expensive?
That's crazy.
Man, DuckTales. Sorry. Oh my god. Sorry, I just saw Ni no Kuni's $15.99 on the PSN store over here. I may have to get that.
Get that. Yeah, you have to get that.
Yeah, I do
want
to get
a good game.
Anyway, sorry, I got completely distracted. So yeah, if you're in America, get it on the PS3 because it's cheaper. If you're in the UK, get it on the Xbox 360 because it's cheaper. There you go.
You heard it here first.
There you go. Yeah, a bit of advice there.
Maybe not. I don't know. So that's going to wrap up our news. We wanted to come in with a new segment on the show that's kind of an old one, though, that we had a while back, or when we were doing the old Nerdcast. It's called It Came From the Forums. And basically what we like to do is go out and find a really interesting forum topic that someone on our forums created throughout the week, and we'll just basically talk about it. So one of these is, let's see here, we'll share my screen again. And there really needs to be a shortcut to do this, like a keyword shortcut. So anyway, a new forum member called Sega BR, he just joined in mid-August. He came and created a thread called Sega in Brazil, and basically it just kind of goes like a visual timeline of all the Sega systems that were released in Brazil. And I don't know if you guys, or if you remember, Graham, but Tectoy was actually one of the big distributors of Sega consoles in Brazil because I guess there was some sort of like issues with outside companies importing merchandise into Brazil. It would cause the prices to jump up a lot. So I think Sega partnered with Tectoy to be able to distribute its consoles in that region. Yeah. And really, I don't think Nintendo was able to do that, and that's why Sega was so big in Brazil for so long. And the Master System had a lot of success in Brazil. And one of the things that's really neat, because he goes in and he shows like all these different games that were important to him as a kid going through. But I didn't realize after 2001, Sega apparently stopped working with Tectoy when they discontinued the Dreamcast, but Tectoy released its own console. It was called the Zebo, and according to Sega BR, it was the very first console developed in South America, and they had a Resident Evil 4 port of the game,
wow,
which is pretty cool. And there's been some other stuff. So yeah, I kind of want to get my hands on this. Apparently, it didn't even play like disc media. It was all download only. So it's I don't know. It seems pretty neat to me.
It sounds like a Phantom. Do you remember the Phantom?
Of course I remember the Phantom. I love the Phantom. I wasn't going to bring that up. I was thinking it too, Graham.
Thanks. Man, no, do you know what? Even though we've been very lucky, like living in like the UK or mainland America, that we've got like the main Sega consoles, I've always been slightly jealous of like people in South America because of Tectoy. Really, they kept like the Master System and the Genesis going for like years by the looks of it. Like some of the games you see released on like those platforms, like well after we died out over here, it's crazy. Like for example, Street Fighter 2 came out on the Master System over there, and I'm fairly certain there wasn't a release of that over here at all. It's a dumbed down.
Right, they got a lot of like really cool games.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
They got,
the
I mean,
graphics and stuff
got
obviously
some of
dubbed
the
down on it.
other. They got some of the other other demakes like for the Genesis. Like they got some of the I think the Castle Illusion games I think came out on the Master System over there, and I don't think
Castle
we
Illusion
and I
came
think you
out
guys got some of those too.
Yeah, we got Castle of Illusion on the Master System and Game Gear, and there's a game called Land of Illusion, which was awesome. They're all awesome, really. Castle of Illusion on the Game Gear is way harder than the Mega Drive one, actually. It's very different, brilliant though. Anyway, I've just been slightly jealous of like Tectoy in some ways, like because it just looks, some of the stuff looks awesome. I tried to actually buy some stuff on their website a while back, but something went wrong. I tried to buy it. I can't remember what it was. Like, I think they couldn't ship it to me or something, so I didn't get it in the end. But yeah, they got like the Mega Drive.
I looked up the
3 and
Zebo on
stuff.
eBay, and they didn't have any.
Oh man, it's too rare. Too rare.
Couldn't find anything on there. Yeah.
But
this is like a decent port of Resident Evil 4. Are you looking at it?
oh yeah, I'm not watching
The draw
video,
distance isn't that great.
Yeah, I mean the visuals are definitely.
It actually doesn't look that good.
Compared to like the
Yeah,
GameCube,
I mean, look at
original,
the-
it's not
the-
very good, but it doesn't look terrible. I mean, okay, it doesn't look
Yeah,
amazing, but at the same time,
The textures are
because they released it on the phone as well. Resident Evil 4. I remember back in 2007. I remember seeing it in Japan because
well, yeah, but now
it's a phone version, but
phones are like more. Your phone is more powerful than the
yeah, but
GameCube
when
easily
was the
back then.
Zebo released?
So
When was the Zebo released, man?
2000. Well, it says.
So yeah.
Well, he said I don't know. He says 2001 here, but I don't know if it was released in 2001.
Okay.
I'm not sure. He said, okay, the production was stopped in 2011 because it didn't have a lot of success. And then he says Tectoy is still selling old Sega consoles.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's still the main income, really.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Oh, it's
So,
it's
thank
3G
you.
enabled apparently. The Zebo. It is basically. It seems to be like a mobile, almost like based off like mobile technology by the sounds of it.
Huh. So you could like go and just take it with you in the car and
I don't know.
take it wherever. Play.
I don't know how
online
big
games.
it is, but it sounds like the technology.
Hey,
is
your
solid.
PS4 and Xbox One can't do that.
Yeah.
So how about that? Anyway, I want to say thank you to here's Street Fighter 2 on the Master System, Graham. See
Oh
that?
yeah.
Pictures of that there. So yeah, thanks Sega VR for creating that thread. I found it really fascinating and really interesting because I didn't know a lot about Tectoy. So I'm just kind of glad to learn a little bit about them and what they did and just see some of those great alternate Sega consoles like this white Mega Drive looks pretty sexy there. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. Definitely.
Just one last small thing about Tectoy. I always wanted them to actually go back and make their own version of the Dreamcast. I know it looks like they can't because they sort of stopped their partnership with Sega, but because they made their own version of the Mega Drive and Master System and stuff, it'd been awesome if they actually did that with the Dreamcast, because that'd be an awesome place to get a new Dreamcast from, basically. But anyway, that's just a little pipe dream of mine.
All right, yeah, that's going to do it. So, anyway, like I was saying before Graham interrupted me again,
Yeah, sorry, dude.
Go out and join our forums. They're fairly active. We got several new members here in the last week that are contributing some really neat content. So, SegaNerds.com/forums, and you can go there and start introduce yourself to everyone. There's an introduction thread that you can find just to tell a little bit about yourself and get on there and start discussing some Sega stuff. Yeah. And that's going to do it for It Came From the Forums. We have another neat little feature for us, a little segment that we're going to do. Graham is going to take us into this one.
Oh yeah. This is bringing back an old one. If you used to listen to the Nerdcast way back in the day when we first had the Sega Nerds launched, like 2006, 2007, whenever it was. This you might be familiar with. This is called The Good, the Bad, and the Other News. We basically take news articles from around the internet. It doesn't have to be Sega related. We like to try and keep it Sega related, but as you'll see from this week, it's not Sega related at all. But it's like news stories that are really good, that we're really positive about, bad ones, which I think have very, very negative impact. And then other ones which they could be good, they could be bad, and we have a little discussion. But yeah, let's kick it off with the good. Are you able to share these links? Because on the screen, or should I just talk about it?
Nope, I can share it.
Cool. Okay, so the first one is the good, and Nintendo's Miyamoto, he has announced or explained Nintendo's renewed passion for aiming at targeting their games at core gamers. Because as you well know, since the Wii, I guess, they've been aiming games at like Wii Sports, Wii Music, and stuff at casual gamers, and that was brilliant for the Wii, in fact, because it ended up with the Wii selling over 100 million units around the world, which was amazing. It's one of the most popular game systems of all time, and it's worked really well. However, with the Wii U, it hasn't seemed to work so much. I think partly down to because the Wii was so revolutionary with its motion technology and stuff. That people really picked up on it, because the Wii U hasn't really advanced much, and like the Xbox One and PS4 are so much more powerful in general and offer a greater selection of games. They've been kicking the Wii U's ass, and the Wii U was released back in, was it 2012 or something? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it was released back in 2012.
November 2012.
Yeah, according to this article, the Wii U's only sold, I don't know if this is a typo actually, it says the Wii U's only sold about 7 million units. And the PS4's done more than that in like just a few months, really. So it's
the PS4 sold 10 million now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and it's been out for way less time. Like, when was PS4 released? I can't even remember now. Shit. Basically, it was like 8 months. Let's say 8 months. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So essentially, Nintendo is now actually like trying to target its games back at the hardcore. And I think this is a great move because, one of the reasons why I haven't picked up a Wii U is because the games just don't seem that interesting to me. I got the Wii and I enjoyed the Wii for what it was, but to be honest, I own more games on my PS3, and I've only had my PS3 for about 2 months than I do on my Wii. And the Wii games they weren't very. Even though there were some really good ones, most of them were kind of shoddily made. They just didn't look very good. It had really shitty online capabilities. I mean, playing online games like playing with other people was virtually non-existent on the original Wii. So when it came to the Wii U's turn, wasn't really interested. I didn't have any passion for that. My eyes were drawn towards the Xbox One and the PS4, which unfortunately are a lot more expensive and I haven't been able to buy one. But yeah, since like Mario Kart 8's come out, and Chris has mentioned this many times, the Wii U does actually have a good selection of games on it. So it's getting interesting, and I think my eyes are drawn more towards it, and the fact that they're actually looking at investing more time and energy into actually getting hardcore games on it, I think this is a great thing. Not just for Nintendo, but actually for the gaming industry as a whole, because Nintendo's been such a big player throughout really console history that it's great to see them back in fighting stance. Hopefully this means next generation is not going to be Xbox versus PlayStation still. It's going to be Nintendo versus Xbox versus PlayStation. And the fact that Nintendo has so many great exclusive titles that Nintendo makes itself means I think it could really be a great fight now. So what do you think, Chris?
I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it, I guess, with Nintendo, going and actually doing this. It's way easier said than done. But really though, if you look at a lot of the games that Nintendo has been making here lately, I don't think they're necessarily going after the casual gamer. At least here, because there's been a lot of games that aren't dumbed down to the point where it's like it was during the Wii era. Mario Kart 8, it's a very easy game to get into. It has a really easy entry point. My children can play it, and they can be competitive. But to be really, really good at it takes a lot of skill. And the really higher end players are going to be your hardcore style of gamers that take the time to really learn it and everything. So then you got Smash Brothers, which is certainly one of the more hardcore style of games. I don't think Nintendo's been doing that with the Wii U as much as they did with the Wii. If you look at a lot of the games that they can play, you're not hamstrung by motion controls anymore. Most of the games you can play with the Wii U Pro controller now, and you even some games you have to use the gamepad, but it's not nearly as bad as it was with the Wii motes. I hate using those things. They never worked the way they were supposed to, and I felt then that Nintendo was really kind of spurning the core gamer in favor of the casual market, and it just really, I think, hurt them long term. Like short term in that era, or with the Wii, they had a lot of short term success. I mean, they sold a ton consoles, but you look at towards the end of that of the Wii U's life, or the Wii's life, I mean, it just tanked. It really dropped off fast because people just got tired of it. It just there was not enough great games that were coming out that made people want to play it, and I think Nintendo got a bad rap for going after the casual market too much, and I think they've kind of slowly not necessarily gone the other way, but are kind of treading the water where they're still making games that casual gamers can get into and will have fun, but are also fun for the more core gamer. But we'll see what Miyamoto, if this actually, translates into anything. It's going to be a while before, if they're now having some sort of, change in direction. It's going to be a while before you see that take place in a video game. I mean, a lot of the games that they're going to be releasing within the next year or 2 years are going to be games that have been in the pipeline, have been working for a while now. So if they're just now changing this direction and focus and everything, it's going to be a while before we see that translated into an actual tangible game. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It'll be interesting. I hope that they do that. I think it'd be great. For all the reasons you said, Graham. I do like Nintendo focusing on its core demographic rather than just trying and basically get as many casual gamers to come play their games as possible. Because I think usually what that ends up meaning is games are too watered down, or they're using some gimmicky control system, or just something that they're trying to use to get the casual gamer coming in and playing their games. And I don't think that they necessarily need to do that. I think they have such great characters and such fun video games that if they just create these games, I think they're still going to get that market. And for instance, I mean, bringing some of those games that they have to where the casual gamers already are, like your mobile phones and things like that. I think that's what they need to do to get that casual market. I mean, I'm not saying like bring Mario Brothers to the mobile phone, but some other games that they have like properties, like say Pokemon, would be a perfect game to bring to like iPhone. I mean, you could play online. It's an easy game that you can play with touch controls. It's not Twitch-based or anything like that. It's turn-based. It's slow. You can play with your friends online. It would be perfect for the iPhone and the Android, and I think it would blow up. Those are the type of games that I think would serve Nintendo best for grabbing both of those markets and it really expanding its reach in the video game industry. So I think that's what Nintendo needs to do instead of just changing direction. Like, okay, now we're going to focus on our core gaming again. Screw the casuals out there. I think they can do both, but I think they need to go off its own hardware and look towards where that market is, and I think that's in the mobile area.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That rounds up quite nicely. Yeah. So, okay, let's move on to the bad. Yeah, and this one is about Lindsay Lohan. I don't know if you've heard. She has basically sued Rockstar Games over Grand Theft Auto 5 because she says there's a character in the game called Lacey Jonas, she's meant to in the game. This character is meant to be like a famous actress, pop star person. To be honest, I never actually did this mission. I must have missed this one.
I've never played GTA 5.
Okay. It's a pretty good game, although I still don't think it's the best one. That's my personal opinion. But I never actually finished the missions. I kind of got bored.
GTA 2 is mine, baby.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Top down glory.
I still don't think they've missed. Still don't think they've done better than Vice City or San Andreas, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, sorry. What was I trying to say? Oh yeah, basically, Lindsay Lohan has gone out and sued Rockstar Games because she says this character in the game is unequivocally a reference towards her. And quite frankly, basically Rockstar did this most ridiculous thing in the world, and I agree with them because if you just look at the character's face, it doesn't look like Lindsay Lohan. In the game, to be honest, I've never really heard Lindsay Lohan talk outside of a movie. So I'm not sure how she talks normally, but in the game, she just sounds like a generic pop star, like famous movie girl kind of person, who's like a bit like spoiled and pampered, and she's being chased by the paparazzi in this mission. You've got to try and get her away from like the paparazzi. But yeah, Rockstar's hit back basically saying that this has just been filed for publicity purposes because Lindsay Lohan's trying to get her face out there again, I guess. But yeah, it's just ridiculous, and it just it makes me so annoyed. I think the only reason why she's done this is because and I've forgotten her name. Crap, what was it? There was that game. There's 2 games released on the PS3. Was it the Last of Us?
I think I know what you're talking about. The Last of Us.
Was it Ellen Page?
Beyond Two Souls?
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what I was going to bring up. Because, Ellen Page, she was actually cast to be in, and she took part in, Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah.
And so her likeness and everything was in it. But also, in The Last of Us, the female character in that looked a lot like Ellen Page as well.
Yeah.
She didn't sue anyone. I think what she ended up saying is, I guess I should be flattered that they ripped off my likeness, but I'm actually going to be acting in a video game called Beyond Two Souls. So it was not appreciated. So she wasn't necessarily thrilled about it. She knew it was there, and I think I think that they used her likeness as well. It looked too much like her in The Last of Us, but she didn't go out and sue them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, she did. There was definitely a statement from her manager, or whatever, sort of acknowledging that she thought she looked a lot like this girl in The Last of Us, which is fair, because as you say, they did really look alike. But this Lindsay Lohan thing, I mean, I haven't seen Lindsay Lohan for a long time because I guess she's been drugged up and out of her mind. But I mean, do you think she looks like her at all? I don't know if you can bring up that picture again on the screen. But
where'd it go?
Just for the audience's sake.
For the audience's sake.
Or maybe you can also bring up a picture of what Lindsay Lohan looks like as well.
So this is
okay. Lacey Jonas. Lacey Jonas? Yeah, Lacey Jonas.
Well, their first names start with an L. Lindsay.
That's true.
So
yeah, it's true. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
think it's silly
at all. And I just think it's bad if it's come to a stage where, like, I mean, basically, this would be really bad if Lindsay Lohan wins, because I think here's the thing: if you're using someone's likeness, I mean, it's kind of I guess it could be a grey area, but say if, I don't know, a random game developer saw me on the street and took my face, or my general facial appearance, and put me in a game, I don't think I'd care. I mean, as long as they're not like sort of ripping the piss out of you directly and saying, "Oh, Graham," like put the character in the game, call it Graham, and sort of make fun of my life, that would be annoying. If they just take my likeness, then I don't think there's an issue, because there's like, it's just a face. I don't know. Am I just being crazy here, Chris? Or
no, there's no way that she's gonna win this. I don't think. So I think we're gonna be. I think it's probably what they said. She just wants to keep her name in the spotlight. We're talking about her, and I think that's probably what her management wants. They just want her name to continue to be out there, because once people stop talking about you, you become irrelevant. So it doesn't really matter if it's in a good way or in a bad way, as long as your name's still out there, you're still relevant, and I think that's what Lindsay Lohan's trying to be.
Maybe she should get back into making movies, because she was actually a good actress when she was younger, I think. And just a little bit of life advice to you there, Lindsay. Get back into acting. Yeah, but I think the bad point is, if she does manage to succeed in this somehow, or it does go to court properly, then it's going to be set a bad precedent for the future, I reckon, because I reckon loads of actors or actresses could see similarities in any computer game. I mean, there's always sort of like, because especially a game like GTA, where they parody real life events and stuff in the world. They sometimes parody like real life people. They don't always like necessarily show the exact same likeness or anything. But if you actually play any of their games, there's always characters in it that are sort of parodied on other.
Here in America, we have like basically a way to get around that. Like, if you're doing parody, it's okay to do that. So you can't get sued if you're doing like a parody. That's how. Basically all those porn movies. That's like, this is not, the Brady Bunch or whatever. That's how they get around that. It's because it's parody, and they're not, infringing on, the copyright or trademark of that property. So
yeah. So yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Cool. Let's move on to the other. Dun, 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 dun. Now this one's quite interesting, I think. Basically, Nintendo's announced new designs. Well, actually, I think it's a whole new console. Actually, it's the new 3DS and new 3DS XL designs. The consoles actually have extra buttons on them, and they've got an improved CPU. So essentially, it's almost like they've released a whole new system. Really, I mean, it is still the 3DS, I guess, the 3DS XL, but as I say, they've actually got dual thumbsticks. As you can see in that picture there, there's a thumb pad above the X, Y, B, and A buttons. The B and A buttons are now coloured in and all funky. And also, it's got built-in NFS technology. So essentially, there's that. What's the name of the game? They actually mentioned the game in this article. Damn it! Oh, NFC. Sorry, it's NFC technology. I just said NFS for some reason. Sorry, apologies.
Near field communication.
Near field communication, which a lot of mobile phones have these days. It means you can, literally touch something to say if we both had phones which had built-in NFC, which my one does, you can touch the phone together and you can transfer data like pictures or your contact details, for example. The technology.
They're doing that specifically for like the Amiibos, is what they're putting the NFC in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it's an Amiibo. There's Amiibo range of toys they've released, which you literally. I think you saw the picture there. You literally put it on top of your console, and I guess it works in the game somehow. I don't really know that much about it, to be honest.
What they're going to do, I mean, this is kind of old news, but essentially you're going to be able to carry a character, say Mario, for instance. You have your Mario Amiibo, and you can play it on. It's going to be able to be used on the Wii U gamepad or this new 3DS handheld, and you'll basically be able to download and upload data to that. So say you're playing Super Smash Brothers, if you've unlocked, any experience or things like that. They haven't really announced fully what they're going to do with it, but say, even additional outfits or something like that, you could conceivably carry that across multiple games. So it would be able to say, like, if they did a new Mario Golf game or something like that, say you unlocked a new outfit in Super Smash Brothers, you've downloaded that outfit to your Mario Amiibo, then you can take that Mario Amiibo and then put him on your 3DS and download that costume into the game, and you could like play him in a different video game. So like Mario Golf could now have like a Bowser costume or something silly like that. So you see what I mean? It's basically, think of it as like a way to transfer data, essentially. So think of it as just like a USB, thumb drive that you're able to use like wirelessly. That just looks like a Mario character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so aside from this, I mean, there's also apparently you're going to be able to see the 3D feature better. So you know how like currently it's a pain in the ass you have to get it like the angle just right, and if you move it all, kind of lose it. So you're supposed to be able to view it a lot easier now. And then some of the if you look, some of the go back a little bit. This white one, look at that. It has like the Dreamcast controller button.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I saw it. I was like, ooh, that's familiar.
There's one of the pictures right there. So the viewing angle is increased across that. So you know what? And this is the thing. Nintendo has long been got a lot of criticism for releasing these incremental updates to its hardware, where there's just like very minimal changes, and you get people to buy them, whether they make consoles or handhelds bigger or smaller. They've done this throughout, the history of since the Game Boy, really. But this one is actually meaningful, I think. I mean, this actually adds, it has an increased CPU, there's better 3D viewing, and it has another analog stick, it has NFC, more shoulder buttons. This is sounds awesome, and I actually want to get it.
I actually think I really want to get it. But the only downside is I can see is while these are all great improvements, I think down the line it's going to mean that people are going to have to upgrade to this new one. Even though it will play the old 3DS games, they've actually mentioned in this article that because of the faster CPU, some games will be required to use that faster CPU to actually play it, like the Xenoblade Chronicles title is coming out that needs this faster CPU to play it. And I think that could be annoying to some people. Because it actually reminds
the browser is also going to support HTML5.
Oh, yeah, too. That's another. Oh, to be honest, though, I still think having a browser on these handheld devices is kind of shitty anyway, because your phone's just.
And you'll have a micro USB card slot.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, it's really good improvements, and I'm personally think I'm going to get it. Do you know what it reminds me of, though? It reminds me a bit of. Or a tiny bit of when they had the N64, they released that expansion pack which boosted the RAM of the N64, and while you could still play all the old games on it, certain new games like was it Perfect Dark needed the RAM to actually play it, and one of the Banjo-Kazooie games did as well. So when people came to buy those games, they had to buy this extra thing, and that's going to be annoying.
Right, it's going to be annoying, but the thing is. I like that because, in my opinion, that's they're increasing their technology and they're making the system better. You don't have to go out and buy this new system if you don't want to. You don't have to go out and buy the new Xenoblade. Would you really want a dumbed-down port of the game to be able to play on this handheld you have now, or would you rather have the option of going out and buying a new system that's going to have better quality games on it, that's going to have a better experience for you? You know.
Well, here's the thing. Here's a slight issue there, I guess. I would say yes, I would like to buy the new system because it's better, it's faster, it's better, it's got more buttons, all the buttons, all the extra features look amazing. However, is it a big enough step forward? Because, I mean, the 3DS has been out for a few years now. I'm sure Nintendo down the pipeline is actually looking at maybe releasing another handheld in the few years, but this isn't coming out in Europe until late 2015, they've already said, so it's over a year away you're going to be able to get it. And by that time, I mean, like, other advancing technology are going to move on so much further and stuff. I don't think it's going to push it to the capabilities of, like, say, even the PS Vita, and the Vita's a few years old now as well. So I almost feel Nintendo may as well just, like, put more money into it and actually get a whole new system out there, like a whole new handheld, like, even better, even more powerful. Because, well, you're right. I think I will buy this when it comes out. I might trade in my old 3DS because it annoys me looking at it, and I just don't like the interface. This apparently has got a new interface. It's all updated, so it's all really exciting. But I just feel like it's almost too late, Nintendo. I think.
What if they told you that the only way that you'd be able to play the new Shenmue HD 3DS port is with this new 3DS?
I would take my trousers off and salute them downstairs.
That's great. You made a good point because, yeah, I think Nintendo is going to have another handheld down the line, but maybe this is kind of their solution. Maybe they think that they don't necessarily need to put a lot of more power into the system. I mean, it is going to have a better processor, but maybe this is say, hey, this is going to be our next handheld. It's going to be able to do everything we want it to do, and they're putting a lot into the Amiibo here in the next few years. And so maybe this is going to be, hey, we're just going to hang our hat on this new 3DS for the next 3 or 4 years before we come out with the new, the next iteration beyond the 3DS. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think we'll have to see. It'd be gutting though if, say, in a year's time.
I still think this is a good thing. I think this is a good thing, Graham. I don't know about you.
Okay, yeah, I am going to say that this is a good thing. I think all these improvements are great. I'm loving it, and as I say, I'm more than likely going to get one. Just I think there are, I don't know, as I sort of said, there are some negative aspects to this, and it'd be gutting if, say, in a year's time, Sony go, hey, look at the PS Vita 2 or something, which is like 3 times more powerful.
I don't think Sony's ever going to make another video game handheld after the Vita.
No, but the Vita is so good. I mean, I love the Vita. It's disappointing that it hasn't done as well as it has.
I love it too. I was playing it earlier today, but
it's gorgeous to look at as well. Compare like the games on the 3DS to the Vita, and it's leaps and bounds ahead of the Vita. It's ridiculous. Yeah, and it's nicer to hold. I hate holding my 3DS. Ugh. Anyway, enough of that. This is good news. We're happy about it, but it's a bit iffy in like certain areas, and yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. And hopefully Nintendo next. Yeah, it'll also just be gutting if like a year later Nintendo's like, hey, here's the 4DS. Woohoo! Yeah,
Oh,
because they did that a lot
gosh.
with the G. Okay, this is the thing I was going to mention. Actually, they did that a lot with the GBA. They released like standard GBA, then the GBA SP, then they released the micro GBA or whatever. Was it micro? Or was that the micro Game Boy? Shit, I can't even remember.
The Game Boy Micro.
Game Boy Micro. Okay, it was the Game Boy then. They released like the Game Boy Micro, and then it's like, hey, look at the Game Boy Advance, and it's like, fuck you. But yeah, anyway, cool. There we go. So I guess that's it for that section.
Let's get into
next week.
Yeah. Let's get into what we've been playing really quick before we end the show. Real quickly, I'll go into that if you don't mind, Graham. I want to share.
Yeah, go for it. It's fine.
But, are you okay?
Oh yeah.
Sounded confused for a second there. Anyway, so I've been playing a new game on my Ouya called Fist Puncher, and it's basically a side-scrolling beat 'em up, but it's a lot of fun. It's like really ultra violent. It's really cool. It's really old school. I'm showing a video of it here for those watching. So it's like really kind of like old, like 16-bit or 8-bit pixel style art. The music's really good. You basically pick between these three characters, and you're trying to go out and get these beauty pageant contestants back from this gang. And so you're just basically going through each level. It's really fun. You're going through each level, and you're beating everyone up. And it's just a lot of fun because you can just beat up so many people. It's not like Streets of Rage where each character it can be kind of tough to beat. You know what I mean? You're just like walking around just punching people in the face, and like you're fighting up to 12 to 15 characters at one time, and in between levels you're gaining experience and you're gaining abilities, and you can actually upgrade your character in between levels. So it's pretty neat. Like this guy's my favorite. His name's Dr. Karate, I think. There's just so much fun, like different things you can do. This is really funny. You actually go on a nude beach. You have to fight all these naked guys. It's really crazy. At the end of every level, you have to fight this giant boss, and he's really, really big. I mean, he like fills the whole screen, and so it's not just super, super easy, and there is a lot of skill involved as you get further into the levels and things, because it does get pretty tough. But it mixes things up, so like there's like motorcycle levels that you have to drive on and other little things. So it's not just to beat them up every single time. Ooh, that's a giant woman with no pants on there. It's a lot of fun, and it's available on a lot of other consoles, so it's not just an Ouya only release, so you can get it on the PC and things like that. I definitely suggest you guys check it out. But for the Ouya, I'm always looking for that new game on the Ouya, and I found this recently, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. In fact, I was supposed to be playing Altered Beast to review on the site, and I was stuck playing this game. I could not quit playing it. It's a lot of fun. So if you guys are looking for a new game on your Ouya, definitely check out Fist Puncher. And I think if you do own an Ouya, you probably know of it because it's one of the more well-known Ouya titles out there. But I've been having a lot of fun with it, so definitely check that one out.
Awesome.
What else have I been playing? Oh, Rogue Legacy. Have you heard about that game, Graham?
I have not.
So this is a game that's been released for a while now on PC. It just recently got released on the PS4 and the Vita. So it's a cross-buy, and on the PS3, I think. So it's a cross-buy, cross-play game. So if you buy it on your PS3 or Vita, you'll be able to play it on both, and you can upload your save data across. So I think it's billed as like a Metroidvania roguelite game. So it's that style of the Metroidvania style of games and everything. But what's neat about it, you have your character to begin the game. You go through this castle, and you're trying to get through to I think find your dad or something like that, who was lost in the castle at some point. Each time you die, though, you have to pick an heir. And your heirs are all different classes, and you can choose between like multiple different ones. Like they can be like ninjas or barbarians or clerics and all these different things. And each time they die, you have to pick another heir each time, and they all have different attributes and everything. The only thing that you can bring across from you to your heir, though, is equipment and abilities that you gain, and how you gain that is by collecting gold throughout the level. once your character dies, you go out into this like castle screen, and it's basically like a skill tree that you can go and spend money on to increase new skills, whether it's like have like more life, better defense, or you can even increase your classes to become like, say, if you're a ninja, you can become like a super ninja or something like that. And as you unlock more of the skill tree, the castle gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So there's like a cool visual, achievement that you get by increasing this castle. And then you can exit that screen if you have more money that you want to spend, and you can go out and buy new equipment, or if you collect runes throughout the game as you're playing, you can collect a rune, and you can pay for that to unlock and equip a rune. And so runes give you different like actual abilities in the game, like say like a double jump or a dash, and you can equip a rune to like a different part of your armor. And what's neat about them, the runes can stack. So say you have 3 of the double jump runes, and you can equip them to each different part of your body, and you would actually get like a triple jump, like because you got
cool.
runes done. And yeah, so they all stack on top of each other, and it's really neat. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's so much fun. Like basically, if you enjoy grinding in video games, like in role-playing games, which I do, I've always liked that ever since I was a kid. Like I liked going and playing like an old RPG. I remember doing this in Dragon Quest a lot, or Dragon Warrior, I should say. In the early days, so just going out and spending a lot of time in an area and building your party, your characters up, leveling them up, and then going out and fighting some of the bosses and just completely annihilating them because you're so high a level. This game's kind of like that. So you're constantly gaining levels, you're constantly playing, and what's neat is usually each time you play the game, your character gets better and better and better. And so it's a lot of fun just seeing your character build up and get stronger over time. And the gameplay is really well done. The jumping, the platforming, the combat is really spot on. The music is really good. It's kind of like a chiptune style music. There's lots of things that you can do. There's certain secret areas where you can find a jukebox in the level, and you can choose what song you want to hear, and it will continue to play until you die. And just really fun, neat things like that that makes Rogue Legacy such a fun game to play. So if you haven't played that, Graham, definitely check that one out. I want you to do that. When you're not ultra poor.
Yeah, I've to be honest, I have been told by my boss that fingers crossed I will get a promotion, pay rise soon. But it all depends on certain things. So when that happens, I'll get a Wii U and I'll get this game, and also Under Defeat for the Xbox.
So what have you been playing?
Oh man, what haven't I been playing? Actually, I haven't been playing a lot. I've also been playing Altered Beast because I was actually trying to do a long play video for for the website, and oh my god, it's gone so wrong. The video capture, because I've been using an emulator to actually capture the video because I haven't got the ability to use my Mega Drive version, my actual physical Mega Drive. And every time I run my video software, like capturing stuff, my emulator starts to go slow now for some reason. I don't know why. Like the music goes really bitty and it's really annoying, and it's just not a very good capture. But also, I suck at Altered Beast, like really bad. I level 3 always kicks my ass. I always get really badly injured on that. Luckily, Chris gave me a hint on how to defeat the boss really easily, so I managed to defeat the boss quite well the other day.
So it worked for you?
Yeah, the trick actually worked really well. But yeah, it's annoying because
which boss was that one? Was that the level 3 boss when you're the bear?
Yeah, when you're the bear, because I hate that freaking bear. He's the worst character. It's like so terrible. Even fighting the generic enemies on the level is a pain in the ass with the bear, because yeah, he's like his breath thing that turns things into stone or ice. I guess it's meant to be ice or something, but it looks like stone. That's really like short distance, and if something comes up behind you, it's really awkward. And when you press the other button, which does the weird jump thing, he actually moves in a direction. So one time I actually fell back into like a hole in the ground. It's like fucking hell, I had no control over it. But yeah, that level always kicks my ass. And so yeah, some of the level. Well, to be honest, like a lot of the enemies in the game are. You actually mentioned this in your review, Chris. Some of the enemies can feel a bit cheap at times, like. You can do the same thing over and over again perfectly, and then suddenly an enemy will get you and just like take all your life off, and it's like bloody hell. Especially in the second level. I don't like
how there's not like a small like time frame of being invincible after you get hit. You know, like a lot of games, like you get hit and like you flash for a second before you can get hit again. Where this one, like you get hit, like you get stuck on an enemy, you get hit like 4 or 5 times before you can kind of get away, and your character's stuck and you can't move. You know, you can drain your health really bad. That's one of the things that I also kind of dislike about the game.
Yeah, because quite often on the level, it's actually level 2. I'm not too bad. Normally level 2 is my easiest level, but there's those things that jump along and they get on your head and they seem to drain pretty much all your energy. And it always seemed to happen at the time when the pigs were flying towards me. So I'd be trying to concentrate on getting the pigs, and then this thing will jump on my head, trap me. It'll get destroyed, and then a pig will run into me, and so I just like die. I'm like, bloody hell!
Like the easiest way to do that is just to do like the lying on your back and kicking up. That's the best way to defeat those.
But because the pigs are coming at me at the same time, I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? Ah! And then it all goes wrong. I'm not too bad at level 2 though. For some reason, it just kept getting me that day. But I tried like 4 or 5 times to do this long play, and in the end I gave up because the emulator started playing up. And I couldn't really get past level 4. Every time I got to level 4, I had like one. It sounds
like your emulator, like when you're capturing. I think what's ended up happening with you is you're putting too much load on your processor. So it's like it's trying to play the emulator, but you're also capturing the video and audio on the screen. You probably should look at your settings and see what how high of capture rate you're doing. So you may be just putting too much burden on there, and that's why it's slowing it down. So I'm sure that's actually true. It's kind of annoying because it's an i7 processor I've actually got on this laptop, so it should be able to handle this sort of stuff because the emulator's not like that advanced, and as far as this video capture software has been out for years, so that also shouldn't be too much of a drain on it, but it probably is. It's probably something in my settings. It's probably. I would just check the settings. Yeah, just check the settings and see if you can, if you just bring it down a little bit, see if that affects anything. So. Yeah,
that's what we have to do. One other game I've been playing though is Tomb Raider 2. Now, I've been playing the PS1 version, but on my Vita. Yes. I loved it because the reason why I started playing this was actually a conversation we had on Facebook the other day. When I got really excited, basically, when there was the Xbox One announcement about the new Tomb Raider game being Xbox One exclusive. Even though it's only a timed exclusive now, it turns out, so slightly less excited, but still, I was like, ooh, yeah, I might get the Xbox One because I love Tomb Raider. It's one of my favourite franchises of all time. I've been a big fan of the game since back in the day, but I realised I never actually finished Tomb Raider 2 properly. I got really far in it back in the day. I think I got to the last level or the last boss, and I couldn't do it, or I gave up or something, or my PC broke, so I always had it on the PC. But yeah, I managed to download all the Tomb Raider games for my Vita a while back, because they're really cheap. They're like £1 each or something. I was like, hell yeah, I'm getting those. So yeah, I started playing on it, and I'm having so much fun with it. It's so much harder though than all the modern Tomb Raider games. Like just the way you control her and stuff, and but that difficulty is actually what I'm loving it, because it's hard when you're fighting enemies. It's actually harder to hit them. Even though it's a lock-on system, it's still harder to hit them. It's harder to dodge, and you have to be very precise with your movements and stuff, especially doing all the jumping and stuff. And it's brilliant. I love this game. It's just I almost wish I'd downloaded it on my PS3 actually, because if there is a PS3 version available, I don't know. Do you get PS1 games on the PS3?
Yeah. There's PS1 games on there.
Okay, I might see if
it's funny. My wife has a friend whose husband they basically ended up getting divorced over Tomb Raider because the guy got so obsessed with Tomb Raider that's all he would do was play Tomb Raider games, and like it became like this really big problem in their relationship, and he wouldn't stop, and so his wife left him because of Tomb Raider.
Wow, that's amazing. Well,
so you're not the biggest Tomb Raider fan out there. I don't know. I didn't hear anything about that. Possibly.
if she walked in on him doing that could be definite reasons for some sort of divorce, or for her to actually dress up like Lara Croft and actually please him in real life. You know, she could have put more effort in. I think it's all her fault. Everything you just said is definitely her fault for not trying.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But yeah, great game. Loving it. That's actually it really. Bit of Altered Beast and Tomb Raider. I haven't had much time because I don't know if you know, Chris, but a few nights in my job I've actually left at like 9 o'clock at night. It's crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've been working.
That sucks.
Working hard, but I'm loving it. But yeah, so there we go. So that's it. That's it. There we go.
Wow. Yeah, I think it's gonna pretty much wrap up the show. Before we get going, though, I would like to show everyone just some of the great content that we've had on the site this past week and really this past month. I don't know if listening out here you've kind of kept up with it, but the Genesis turned 25 years old earlier this month, and what we've been doing is we've been going out and reviewing every Genesis launch title. So that went from, we had Thunder Force 2, Altered Beast, Last Battle, Space Harrier 2, Tommy Sword of Baseball. We reviewed them all, and there was, I think, what, 5 or 6 of them in total. But anyway, yeah, each one of us, me, Graham, Blake, and Blake's brother, reviewed some of those games. Andrew did a second opinion on Last Battle. So those are all out there. Those are a lot of fun. I did something different with my Altered Beast review.
Yeah,
where I did like a nostalgia review, I guess you could call it, of the game, where I went back and kind of told a story about how my brother and I first came to own a Sega Genesis and Altered Beast, and basically kind of took you back to that first night of us playing the game, and I had a lot of fun with it. I think I'd like to try to do some more of that style of review in the future for people in the liking.
I like that name, nostalgia review. That's a good term.
It's funny that I didn't even come up with that. One of my friends on Facebook did yesterday. Yeah, so I think it's a fun little term for it.
And not to forget, we also had, it's partly sad news, but it's partly because of Robin Williams dying. We also reviewed the games that were related to the movies he was in. So we had Toys, Hook, and Aladdin, because I think those were the only 3 games released on the Mega Drive back then, weren't they?
Yeah, the Hook game was on the Sega CD.
Oh, okay. It's basically the same system, just an add-on, you know.
Right. Yeah. You're right, but I just wanted to.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's
there's
cool.
those people out there.
So yeah.
We had
a little homage to Robin Williams via his computer games and stuff, and hopefully it'll be fun. That's the Aladdin review that I did, and yeah, loved it. I had so much fun replaying that game. Actually, it was just brilliant.
Did you play through and beat it?
Yeah, I did. I played through the entire game. I loved it, and I also did. There's a little video footage in there, which is actually using my video capture software. So it was working back then when I did the Aladdin review, but it's just of the rug level escape, escaping from the Cave of Wonders, basically. And the reason why I videoed it was because the screenshots weren't doing it justice, because the whole level is just really fast and it's really exciting. But it took me like 10 attempts to get past that level because I suck at the game still. Like I used to be good at the game back in the day. I used to be able to do it like undefeated, but yeah, now I'm not so good at it. Anyway.
Crazy how your skills diminish over time. Like I remember.
Really is. Like these modern games are so much easier now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But so go.
I want to check out the reviews. We've also got some really good features on the site. Why I keep calling it Android. I don't know why. Andrew posted this one. It's called Probably Too Much Detail, and it's on Golden Axe. And he basically deconstructs this one screen that you find in Golden Axe that kind of tells some of the story of what's going on. And he uses that and just completely goes into way too much detail and overthinks what is being said, and he just creates this crazy scenarios on like maybe Death Adder wasn't a bad guy after all, and like the 3 characters, Axe Battler, Tyrus, and Gilius were just misunderstood, and you know they are the kind of the bad ones. It's really funny. It's really funny, and I definitely suggest you go check that one out. So lots of great content on the site this past month. I'm really happy with it. I think this is really one of our best months as far as quality of content goes. So definitely check out some of the stuff that we've got there. As always, the Nerdcast, you can find it on iTunes. It's on Stitcher. It's also we have an RSS for it. It's going to be in the body of this post for the podcast. So if you have an Android phone or whatever, you can find it on there. On Twitter, you can get us at Sega Nerds. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/theSegaNerds. And on YouTube, it's youtube.com/user/Sega Nerds. So yeah,
awesome.
There we go.
Good stuff.
Do you feel good about this podcast, Graham?
I do. I feel slightly sexy. Yeah.
Ooh. Another thing, speaking about the podcast, one last thing before we go. we're gonna make a bit of a change for how we do the podcast and how we have people on. So Graham and I are going to be the core hosts of the show from now on, and we're going to bring on a different staff member each week. So we're not going to have like 6 people on the show anymore. It just got to be too much. It got to be way too long, and I think it's going to make a stronger product if we just have like a smaller group of people on, and just we'll have better conversations. So yeah, it'll be fun. I think it's good. It's a good thing. Like Nintendo, it's a good.
Just like Nintendo, it's a good thing.
It's good. Yeah.
That's the new catchphrase. Nintendo, it's a good thing. Simple, I love it.
Oh, why aren't you in marketing, Graham?
I know, right?
All right. Anyway, that's going to do it for us. We will see you next week. Graham, maybe next week we can record a show like with each other, like physically, sitting in the same room. We can do. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you might. We have to come to my house to do that, or will we do it in your hotel?
Maybe do it on a laptop at my hotel.
In your hotel? Okay, yeah. We can sit there in our pants together. And by pants, I mean underpants, because that's what it means over here.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Y'all wear those like long pantaloons, those like old white ones that they used to wear back then?
That's what everyone in England wears, yes. And we all have moustaches as well.
I'll have to get a pair of those then.
Yeah, you will be weird if you don't wear those. Yeah, man, yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, yeah. I'm up for that. Let's do this.
Maybe we'll bring back that Drunken Nerdcast, the 2.
Yeah! Drunken Nerdcast. Brilliant.
We'll figure something out. Anyway, so next week it's going to be a wild show, and maybe we'll do it at the end of the week where we can talk about all the crazy things that we went in.
Yeah, and we can show off all the sexy stuff we've bought at like retro game stores and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Sounds like a plan. We'll do it. Next week I'm in Europe. It's going to be fun. So.
Woohoo!
All right, that's going to do it for us. We will see you later, and have a good week.
Love to your mothers.